Hello everybody and welcome to Mighty Number 9, and this is pretty much spiritual successor to Mega Man, at least in my eyes it is. And what we're going to do is turn this down a little bit for the sake of recording. The music's pretty awesome, as you can see, and you can switch it to an 8-bit soundtrack, so depending on which you like more, go crazy. So pretty much a game long in the making. Supposed to be released a while ago, but got played multiple times. But no hard feelings on my part. I didn't back the game back when it was on Kickstarter. But I'm just happy to see that it's released finally, and get to play it for myself. So my thought on the whole. Well, I turned off the voice volume because I don't like the voice acting all that much. It's just more annoying than anything else. So I just turned it off so I don't have to really deal with it as much. This is a Mega Man game, so Mega Man-esque game if you want to be technical about it. So it's all about the platforming, the action, defeating the robot masters, all that, and I could care less about this cutscene here. It's just blah blah blah, a lot of stuff going on in America. It's like, I don't know, I would have felt better if this was like a fictional world instead of like mentioning a particular country and specifically. Alright, so we have our first enemy here, and what you do is when you shoot and they like glow like that with the little circles, press the little dash button with the right bumper, and that kind of absorbs them. So it absorbs the cells of a weakened enemy and assimilate them. So I guess technically you get a little stronger, I guess. And you'll see that there's achievements for like getting 100% on this stuff. And actually, wow, I got an achievement. Why didn't you give me that yesterday, Steam? Then again, Steam was acting a little weird yesterday. But if you get like all 100% on a stage, then you get good stuff, or at least bragging rights. 10-hit combo. But yeah, pretty much full Mega Man experience. You're here to kill a bunch of like robot masters. In this case, it's about 9 of them, right? Ow. And over here you see a power-up. This is an introductory stage, as you can tell. And, nothing really to it, right? Just here to learn the basics, which is nice, because, ow, you guys are aggressive. A lot of complaints, or at least a lot of low scores in terms of, this game overall, but I'm not sure if that's attributed because of the fact that it took so long to be released, all the bad press from that, or what, but I don't know. I think it'll cool over a little bit, or things will cool up a little bit once people start playing it and stop complaining so freaking much. Ow. And these guys you'll remember from like classic Mega Man series is the guys with the shields and all that stuff, right? So a lot of memorable faces, or familiar faces for that matter. And we have a trash can enemy, of all things. How interesting. But if you get all 100%, I think, for this, then you get like you get an achievement. And you use the dash to get under very narrow passages like this. There's a stage in which that I don't think is all that true, but I could be wrong, I suppose, right? And they kind of reward you for, well, you do have an achievement for if you can speedrun this. Like 60 minutes is like the quickest time, or the time that they have on the site, or on the list of achievements for Steam. And the boss, for the most part, I don't think it's... Well, actually, I shouldn't say anything, because I'm pretty sure the boss kicked my ass the first time. And pretty much like in good Mega Man fashion, those all that electricity there is going to kill you in one hit if you touch it. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to get your ass kicked. And this guy is kind of like, God, what was that guy in Mega Man? I forget what his name was, but he would toss you some goodies every now and then throughout the stage. Back quickly, you must stop it before it destroys the entire laboratory. Our first encounter, Round Digger. Height 300, weight 450. And the messed up thing about these boss fights, really, is you can only deal damage to them if they have like the little circles glowing from them. Otherwise, if you don't do anything, they regain their energy again. Which I had like the hardest time like figuring out. It's like, really? That's how it works? But sure enough, it's like so much easier now. Come on, snap out of it now! Alright, we achieved beginner. But yeah, so pretty much instead of destroying the robots, you kind of knock them out of the trance that they're in. I guess it adds a little bit more closure to what actually happens to enemies in these games. Because you can only assume that, you know, at least in Mega Man, when you defeated a robot master, they disappear into like many little circles, what you can assume are explosions, so they're like just in pieces. Here, they're just kind of knocked out of their trance, and you know, they're still whole. Alright, so pretty much what we're doing is we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on here, and we have 8 other robots, mighty numbers, wreaking havoc across all of America, and we're trying to get some help from Tokyo, but so pretty much we're screwed out of help for now until, you know, we can figure out what's going on. Otherwise, we ain't getting help. Alright, so now we get to be put into our selection screen where we can find out or do many things, I guess. So this is the map, of course, right? And it shows you the list of all the stages that you could do. So we have the city stage, the introductory stage. Got oil platform, so mighty number 1 all the way to mighty number 8. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I got my ass kicked in like pretty much every one of them, except this one. This is like the Eagle stage in Mega Man X. It's like the one stage I can do without any like power-ups or anything like that. And this one, you set all your options, game options, general options, exit game, back to the title screen, you know, and challenge modes, so you can do solo or check out the leaderboards. But I think for the sake of just getting into it, let's do Radio Tower Mighty number 6. And they kind of explain to you what's going on here. So, Mighty number 6 Aviator is co-opted so he took over the television station. That shit's not good. So, let's go ahead and defeat this guy.
Ready? Go!
And, you know, let's see. Okay, there we go. So yes, this guy is aviator type robot. So, you know, expect a lot of wind mechanics, strong winds, whatnot. And, you know, a lot of things that blow, like, kind of mess you up a little bit. So expect a lot of, like, strong winds to be pushing you back, and it's kind of annoying, but not too bad. These guys, he shoots off 2 little blades at you, and then he's kind of defenseless once that happens. And I'm always kind of bad when it comes to jumping from ladders, right? Never like my strong suit. Whether it's a Mario game or a Mega Man game, it's like, nope, not happening. And you do pick up some power-ups, I guess, every time you like kill these guys, right? And you'll see that with the little circles here. So it gives you an idea of like what kind of active abilities that you have going on at the moment and when it's going to expire. And this is the part of the stage in which you start noticing some of the unique the unique I don't know, flavors of this stage, in which you know, strong winds make you go a little slower, and whatever. And here we go, just control better. And you do have 2 lives there, as you can see on the upper left, and once they do deplete to 0, then it's game over, as you would expect. And once that happens, it kind of sucks. You know, gotta start over all the way from the beginning again. That's all good. There we go. And you'll be depending on your little dash ability quite heavily for this stage. And that right there is actually a power-up, so very useful to have. And there we go. So let's go ahead and grab that, because the more power-ups you can get, or I mean the 1-ups, the better. There we go. Just trust me, you'll die a lot with to these enemies the first time you go at it. I know I did. And this has been the only, well, mighty number that I was able to defeat, like, at all. And so here, you have like a mid-boss, per se. And, yeah. Ow. Mid-boss, and they do appear frequently in these stages, right? And so you will find these guys quite annoying, but you'll run into like some mid-bosses in every mighty number stage, or at least from what I can remember. And this guy, you know, similar to enemies that you might have seen in previous Mega Man titles, shoots like a torpedo and follows you relentlessly. It's great. It's good stuff, right? But if you thought it was over, it's not. You fight a screw monster. And this one's just as devious as the other creations that have fallen upon this earth. But do not let this thing have too much time to like recover, because they can recover. So, you know, be kind of quick about it. Because otherwise that health bar will just increasingly restore itself, and it's really annoying. Because I was just baffled on how to actually deal damage to these enemies, because I was shooting them and their health bar would decrease somewhat, but then I noticed that like it wasn't like staying there, they were regaining their energy back, and I was like, okay, what gives? And sure enough, it's just, I don't know, some funky design with it. It's like, okay, they really want you to be the peaceful sort here. They really want you to rescue these guys, rather than like destroying them. I mean, it makes sense on a economic level. And I need like a power up, like no one's business. Oh my god, I am like hurting for like some energy. And here, this is where the wind mechanics kind of screw with you a little bit. But these power-ups work really nicely with you. Really nicely. That's with it. Oh yeah. So that's pretty much the antagonist, or the mighty number that you're going to be fighting soon. And having fun with, so get accustomed to his face. And for the love of God, do not screw up your jumps, because there's no saving yourself if you miss one of these platforms. I've constantly gotten screwed over by this section so many times. Oh, thank God. Oh, boy. I mean, you don't even know. You don't even know, man. Oh, damn it. Alright, well, that's the first death there. Now you get to see what happens. There are checkpoints, so don't be too discouraged. They put you in a good place. It's just annoying when you get killed to that kind of enemy. It's like, really? Of all things to lose to, and I lose to like this little, I guess it's like a monkey type of, at least it reminds me of a monkey. Like a gorilla. Big old gorilla. But yeah, I do intend in this playthrough to defeat all robot or mighty numbers in this playthrough. That is my mission, damn it. And sometimes you can just dash through everything to like stay in the air longer, something like that. Very useful, and be very accustomed to using it. And you could actually destroy these enemies. You really could. They reach a point where they just can't be, or they don't even bother to be like absorbed by your greatness. Rather, they just disappear into the great oblivion, I guess. But yeah, if you don't want to absorb these guys, just shoot them relentlessly, and they'll eventually disappear. And this part, I cannot stress enough, just stick to the right as much as possible. Now this part is interesting, in which you jump and you kind of go a little bit higher than usual because of the wind currents going upwards. And like with spikes in Mega Man titles, that is kind of interesting. I guess you could just technically fly. Technically fly that way, you just dash back and forth and then you'll just float upwards, I guess. That's interesting. Never really played with that, yeah. Yeah, you can just fly upwards, so forget about the platforms, you can just dash to like victory. Alright, now we're right at the boss, so get ready to have fun. Hopefully I beat it. And now live from the top, this guy's a news reporter. Screw that, I just want to fight him. So here he'll goes through like a little raid section in which kind of drops torpedoes and bombs at you. And he does this where he dives back and forth like this, and be very observant of when he kind of is vulnerable to attack. And when he's doing this, he'll like shoot from both sides. Try and get behind him if at all possible. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, we do not want this guy blocking our attacks here, but I think he will. And the dash attack is like, I don't know, it scares the heck out of me sometimes because sometimes I'm just afraid I'm going to like jump off the platform. It happens. There we go. We should get this guy. Alright, so now he's going to go into another phase of his, which he shoots like this. And it kind of zooms in like that, which is really annoying because, well, you can't see what the heck you're doing. And this one you really can't avoid as much, unfortunately. And I'm going to get mega screwed. Alright, now here's our chance to deal some more damage to him. And we kind of missed our chance to kind of finalize the damage here. But we're doing pretty well health-wise. I can't complain about that. Alright, so now he's going to do his little machine gun attack in the background here. Just be very observant of where you are at all times, otherwise you're going to get really royally screwed over. Or at least jump off the platform without even knowing it. Alright, here's our chance to hopefully finish him off, I hope. Okay, there we go, we beat him. Of course it's easier to next, like, it's always easier, like, when you're doing it live, I guess.
Mission
So now we restored him to his senses. And I swear to God, this guy gave me such a hard time. Yeah, we got a C, so that's kind of crappy. But now we can absorb his energy. And we get the Aviator re-acceleration. And that's going to be an episode for today. So we defeated Aviator, mighty number 6, and I guess we'll find out who to tackle on next. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.